check this out. Before we get started, if you're listening to us on our Mumbo Sauce Radio YouTube channel and haven't done so, hit that subscribe button and that bell notification so you can get notified whenever we drop a new episode or go live. And if you're listening to us on Facebook, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, subscribe to us there as well. All right, now let's get to it.
You are now listening to the Mumbo Sauce Podcast.
Hell yeah.
Keeping it litty for the Chocolate City.
Yes, sir. What's up, stars? You tuned into the Mumbo Sauce Podcast. Welcome back to episode 8. That's part 2 of where we left off at on episode 7. Join us as we discuss what era go-go we think was the best. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you're listening to us on YouTube, leave your comments in the comments section on what era you think was the best in go-go. All right, John, what was you saying?
The thing with black people is we despise things that are small. You know what I'm saying? We see something small and we belittle it and we debase the person trying to get the shit started. Like go-go bands. Go-go bands is one of the hardest shit to come out with and be in because people are not gonna want to like you and listen to your shit until you've been talked about or until y'all the shit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And the same thing goes with the clothing.
Thank you, John.
The same thing.
Thank you, John.
I know, because he just brought us way the fuck back to what we was originally supposed to do.
Somebody. No, I'm saying thank you because that's hey, look, my nigga just stole somebody. Go ahead, Slim.
But no, this nigga been asleep the whole time. This nigga just woke the fuck back up, though.
Shout out to me for waking the fuck out.
What we really meant to talk about tonight was go-go bands.
Exactly.
Let's go ahead and get this shit together.
I don't never get to talk on this motherfucker, man. What's up?
John, you don't know. You don't know, but you just proved my point. That's exactly what the fuck I was telling
Shawn,
Kenzie.
Hey, Shawn, you can't just win like that, home. Nah, Big Shawn. He said, you just proved my point. No, I didn't.
I know that's your man, man. You ain't got to do that, B. You ain't got to do that, B. Don't moonwalk on me. Stay right the fuck with you at. You good.
Hey, Shawn trying to wrap it up. He said, you already closed the shit up. That's what I've been trying to tell y'all. Nah, we got to talk about it, man.
I like what you said. I won't bring this shit full circle because all right, now that we done covered the gentrification and the tearing down of the buildings and shit, now we get back to the music. You know what I'm saying? And the music is go-go. So with the tearing down, I find that now, you know, I'm 40 years old. I grew up in, you know what I'm saying? I'm born in 78, so like, I'm a 5-year-old go-go nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't partying at 5, but it was in the house and on the radio, shit. You know what I'm saying? So now with the tearing down of the neighborhoods, how do y'all think that's affecting this go-go?
Wow, that's gonna be different because, yeah,
John, go ahead. How you think it's affecting go-go?
I mean, it's kind of sad. I don't know what to say because, man, that's sad because you're not gonna no longer be. That's what made go-go to say, hey, this neighborhood.
The neighborhood
came out the mud,
right?
They came out the mud with it.
That's really
that was
sad.
the heartbeat of the city. That was the sound of the city. This environment created this sound. So if like it's killing our heartbeat, you feel me?
Well, look, I'm gonna do you one better, Tony. What they do is they go out on Friday, they party on Friday, Saturday, optionally Sunday night, and then they go to work on Monday and tear down what the fuck they did on the weekend. Cause they be the ones coming out there. Oh, look at it! Be 10 of them drunk, throwing money in the bucket, and then when they go to work on Monday, they don't fuck with it.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like Shawn asked me what I think about, you know, them tearing down this neighborhood. That's what I think about it. I think that, like, you know, we should have brought this neighborhood back. We should have been reinvesting in our community instead of just like utilizing it to just trap and hang out all night long. Because now the joint is turned down, and all you can do is say, yeah, man, this used to be a rough area. This used to be where I grew up from, and it's tearing the heartbeat down of the city.
Yeah, a lot of people from the hood, man, they just happy to be in the hood, bro.
Yeah,
it also come back from. It also stems from like go-go. You know, it's not dead yet, but it's gonna die if people don't start loving each other and, you know, embracing each other people's neighborhoods and loving each other, man. Because I remember when I came in the go-go, it was tight because you might be cool with another band from another neighborhood and you can come over there and play. You know what I'm saying? And that's tight. It kept the art alive. It exposed you to other people. you know, and you might not shoot at him when you see him at another party because, hey man, you came to my neighborhood and y'all cranked at my neighborhood and it stops.
I remember that too, B. I
And
want to go and do
if
like
black
that, yeah.
if black people don't get back together, man, and start loving each other, man, and start talking to each other, man, and shaking hands and embracing, man, it's just dumb, dog. Like, it's gonna only increase.
Cause you fighting for shit that ain't even for
You're
you.
killing your own people that feel like you and think like you. Man, if we don't stop killing each other, then when it's time to vote, we gonna kill our own numbers, man.
You fighting for shit that ain't for you, and you fighting over a neighborhood or
And
a
it can
block
stop.
that you don't own is what, you know,
Yeah,
like,
and it
like
can
you were
stop.
saying
And that's
earlier.
that's what Jay-Z was saying on that 444 album. A lot of people didn't get it because they like, oh, well, he's not talking to the youth. You don't have that nigga 50 years old. What the fuck you got talking to? The youth got to figure out how to listen to him. It ain't his job to be making the motherfuckers jump up and down. It's his job to save them from themselves.
That's right, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm 40, dog. I'm not trying to talk to no young nigga to make him dance.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep you out of fucking jail and keep you out that hole in the ground, nigga.
That's true.
So look, my shit is, nigga, the whole time I lived there, bro. You pick up on you won't pick up on certain shit that's around you, but like, nigga, I'm gonna tell you what about that music. You hear Chuck Brown, or you heard Chuckle Funk, and you like this shit different. But then when you get out, nigga, and then you go to the first motherfucking outside event, and you see it's just like how niggas like. I know y'all a little bit younger than me, but the first time you brought somebody from out of town, and took them to a go-go, and then they like,
They have fun.
the whole time in the car, they like, man, what the fuck is this? And then when you get them in there,
Yeah. Niggas on some butt.
then they like, oh shit, when we going again?
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's not just calling a response, but it calls on your body. Like,
It's the
even
energy.
if you not having it, like, nigga, you gonna do something once you hear that shit and you feel it.
Because it's tribal, it's African, it brings
There
you
you
back.
go.
It's certain tones in music and certain instruments. These are real live instruments. And when I say real live instruments, I mean live instruments. I mean like congos is made from hides of animals. You
Goat
feel me?
skins.
Like, so this is it's frequencies that get into your body and make you want to move and make you feel good. Now, as far as the violence is concerned, and you know, I want to get into it because that's why we started this whole conversation. We ain't even talk about it yet. You know, the generations of go-go, which generations was the best as far as go-go is concerned?
Mine was.
You think yours was the best?
Yeah.
I
Our
don't
go-go
think
was
so.
tight, dog.
Why do you? Okay, so let's start at the younger generation.
But
we
you know
ain't
what?
gonna start at the
His
older
was-
generation.
His
Ours
might
was
be
tight.
mine though, the whole time because when he
Ours
get
was
ready
tight.
to say,
John
Go ahead.
came up in the bounce beat generation to go-go. Why do you think yours was better?
Well, because like when y'all go-go was like, it was so strictly, it had such that raw area sound that people ain't want to hear it. Only people from here loved that original go-go. But when go-go came around to us, it got more musically involved about
when
Because
you
it was
talking about?
back influence. It was
Like-
back
Hold up,
influence.
when you talking about, bro?
I'm talking about like the
you got-
99, 2000 go-go, that
up.
bounce beat jump.
No, it
bounce
was
beat
it was
wasn't
at
in
its-
99,
no,
2000.
Go-go with the shit that we started was at its peak in '99, bro.
Yeah, the
Okay.
bounce beat. You see, I don't. John, how old are you?
2000s.
Not to put your
No, the bounce
age
beats,
out
the
like
bounce
that.
beats started in the
John, let me-
2000s.
I
Wait a
won't
minute,
stand-
man.
I'm
It
not
did
gonna
start
all
in
the
the
way
Hold up,
2000s,
man.
but
Hold up.
not the early not 99.
Wait,
2000s.
hold up. I'm not saying
Hey,
99 is when the bounce
man.
beat came
Y'all.
out.
I can't hear y'all, man.
Hold
I
up,
can't
man.
hear y'all.
See, nobody never want to let me talk.
PD. Man, let us talk, man. You did that shit to me last time, man. Let us talk,
Nigga, I
man.
can't hear
get
you,
all
nigga.
passionate when it come to go-go, man. I swear to God, man. This shit ain't even fair, yo. All right, I'm just playing.
I'm just
All
trying
right.
to explain myself. I'm not saying.
Nigga,
I'm
look,
not
I still
saying.
can't hear y'all niggas.
All right,
man.
hold up. You can't. All right, so we gonna let John talk first, and then we gonna let Katie talk. Then we gonna let Shawn talk.
Just go ahead and talk, man. I just can't hear y'all.
Can you
trying to
hear us
listen.
now?
I can hear you, but I couldn't hear everybody blurring and shit. I'm
Yeah,
trying to-
that's right, because everybody was talking at one
Yeah,
time.
everybody trying.
So, John, go ahead. Why
What
do you
okay.
explain your era?
Forget the date. Forget the date. Okay. All right. I'm just saying for me. Okay, when the bounce beat came, let's talk about the bounce beat. I'm not a big fan of the bounce beat. I'd rather hear Pocket more than the bounce beat, me personally. But when the bounce beat came, it was tight because it was like it took go-go to a very hyper, wild out type of vibe, and it helped spread it a little bit more because anyone could dance to it because it's just on the one, just anyone could just come and do anything to it. It was just, it launched out, and people in other places just loved it because it would just turn and just on it, just so that was tight. But I just wanted to say that, you know what I'm saying, for me. But
now you good. I was trying to ask you, could you put it like, and I learned this from watching Drink Champs because we have such a great era of music, and like when they talk about hip hop on Drink Champs, a lot of people, they be like, what's your best year of music? It's very hard to say what the fucking best year of music is. So I was going to say, what's your 10-year span of go-go? Like, what's your best 10 years?
The bands and stuff that you fuck with.
I like back.
I think that'll keep it more in perspective. Like, what's the best 10 years of go-go that you know? Because you're 30, right?
I'm 31.
I know that, but I'm saying you're 30. So, like, I'm not saying you and your... What year would you pick up?
I say starting at 95. You can put me in there. Nah, I like
to 2005.
See, we talking to a different type of nigga though. Like
no,
we talking.
No, that's
we talking to a nigga that like old school shit. You know what I'm saying? A young nigga that like old school shit.
95 nigga back was rocking like shit. That jump was raw.
Nigga.
That jump was raw. Nigga just cranking the back. Hey young, no music, just straight crank, like, cause go-go was faster than that at first.
Hey nigga,
no bullshit.
The pocket was like,
the boards used to.
It was faster, but 95 was just
95 is the perfect tempo for go-go's now.
Yeah, it was. I think JY changed that all up though.
Look, nigga, 94 JY set up the tone for 95.
Exactly.
But that bounce beat though, that shit was
That
just a
bounce beat
piggyback
is
off.
like lean, because at the time, that's when Houston jumped in, B. They had a lean feel.
Yeah, it had a screw feel to it to me.
It had a screw feel to it.
And
I'm gonna let Kenji do it because I want to say my part, B.
TCB, shout out to TCB, and rest in peace to Polo, because those were the in go-go history, just go-go feel. Those were the dudes the first to bounce.
Well, Backyard was the first to bounce, but not really bounce.
They called them the bounce beat kings.
They was
I was trying to lay back, but
TCB is the bounce beat kings.
Go ahead, like John. Let's let KD because I'm sorry, we gotta keep it in some order, man. We just gonna keep on talking. Go ahead.
It's Kenji's fault, man. He get all passionate, jumping in. I'm like, God damn, man.
It's all good. It's all good.
It's my part. Go ahead.
nah, go ahead, man. I'm gonna lay way back.
Oh shit! Now this nigga don't want to say shit.
Nah, go ahead, bro.
Nah,
Go
niggas, I might say.
ahead,
I'm just trying to say, man.
Let me go then. I'm gonna keep it short.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so I lived in Jersey and I heard Pleasure, Trouble, Funk, and because my little brother's father was listening to it. I didn't know what the fuck it was, and I was a straight Jersey head. Dodge Effect, Hit Squad, you know, all that. Like I was a Jersey head, like you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So then when I moved down there, Lockett started hitting, and Lockett was marketable. You know what I'm saying? It's family members that lived in Virginia Beach that still, if I play Lockett, they start losing their mind. Everybody knew EU,
Yeah.
but I heard, I think it was WST, Northeast was here. Northeast Groovers was there, and they hit, that's the first time I heard The Water. They hit straight out of Compton, and then they hit The Water, and that beat was so crazy to me. I love drums. You know what I'm saying? So for me, like I was asking Kenji, I said, okay, I know it started with Chuck. I know Trouble, Funk, Pleasure, and all was that era EU. And then it seemed like it hit, to me, I thought it hit Groove. It was Junk, of course, and then Groovers, but then Junk was able to somehow kind of take something to keep them moving and relevant in some type of way. They still was popular.
Crank.
Back was coming, but Back was dealing with a lot of hatred. So I remember listening to to tapes, and then I was going to Maryland, and I would go to Maryland, and my little brother's uncle out for Washington, he ain't listen to nothing else. When I first met him, all he was singing, "Let's go out to see Junkyard," and I was like, feel me? So that was like 91, but then like it's like 93 now. I don't hear him. He don't play nothing but back. He was anti-junk, everything else. And so I would play stuff like that when I would go to other places. And they would hate, but then they would listen because they would hear that music, and then they would hear to do freestyle. They was like, yo, what is he doing? I say, he's freestyling. Basically, Lo's telling you about his whole day. Now, once Big G really, I believe his superstar, once he went on the wire, I think it skyrocketed him to even bigger, legendary, iconic status because he started playing that. I think they went places that I don't think Junk went. Junk went in the early 80s, but they was doing like so death parties. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a lot of big things that was happening at the time. It seemed like they was getting a lot more opportunities than Junk. But I was asking a question. I said, so Junk took the baton and went. And I was like, Back took the baton and went. I was like, after Back, what band worked their way to be iconic like Back did?
So John, after Backyard, which is the band that you said that's your OG band, right? If we choose one.
Okay.
No, I'm not saying it for you. I'm asking you because I think
Back. If you ask me, John, who you want to go see? I want to see Back.
There we go.
I'm saying. I know we done had the Junkyard conversation recently, but your OG band, like when you was a little nigga, the band that you heard, the band you want to go see first, nigga, when you first get your T-shirt, is Backyard, right?
Mm-hmm.
So from there, who do you think is the next biggest band after that? And I'm setting you up for this because you touched on it earlier. But go ahead.
You had TCB, Reaction, and then like Phase 2, T.O.B. But the big dogs of that shit was TCB. The Bounce Beat. They were known as the Bounce Beat Kings. Because
to answer Shawn's question, the music changed, bro.
Yeah,
it wasn't about like the go-go had changed. It wasn't about like what we felt no more. It was a whole new group of adults that came in behind us, and they had their own shit.
All right, so y'all talk about like, and I want to bring it back to this question because we then went up to speed. Everybody talked about what they grew up on in order to go to this point. So I want to talk about how what I grew up on in order to go to this point, because I never made that point. But it's like JY, of course, you know what I'm saying, is what I grew up on. I felt like JY had the sound of Southeast. You could tell these niggas was from Southeast. You could tell an Uptown nigga that he's from Uptown. You can tell when somebody's from Northeast. Now, you might not be able to tell that now because the lines are blurred, and I'm going to get into that. But you could tell that JY...
North Carolina nigga from a DC nigga now.
Right. So, now, when they came with the, the slow gangster groove, I can appreciate that, too. The main thing that I can appreciate about JY is that at an early age, JY had an understanding to include the whole DMV. I'ma speed it on up to my second favorite band. My second favorite band, they did the same thing. That was Northeast. You know what I'm saying? Ra-Ra, you could take Ra-Ra and put him in any band, and Ra-Ra's a producer. You could take him and put him in any band. That nigga's a universal
remote controls,
exactly, man. And he's gonna give it that Ra-Ra sound or that Northeast sound.
Yeah, it's gonna
you feel me? And
but I give BU the same respect though.
Oh, let me finish because we can go into that too though. We can go into that too. We like when I say go into that, I mean like who's the greatest lead talker. Now that might be a whole nother episode right there in itself because that take a lot of explaining too.
We're gonna have to bring up some other people that ain't in this conversation.
So now 7th, 8th grade, hit and shout out to 7, shout out to my man Mike, but they hit me the Backyard. I didn't like Backyard immediately because I wasn't with all that old Rototom shit. You know what I'm saying? But then I got to listen to Backyard, and to me, Backyard was like the UGK of go-go. They was underground kings.
They was
They was
shit.
different. They was innovative. They was, on that player shit. They was on that. They was
Uptown
listening
Smooth
to.
shit.
They was listening to
Dog
underground kings. They was listening to the people that was on the underground as far as on the hip hop scene, and they was playing them songs. So that's what gravitated me towards them, because I'm like, hold up, like these niggas is, paying homage to the underdogs. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they got.
So can I add this to it with Backyard? Is that they had the audio sample shit in their music more than any other go-go band. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when it came to like the keyboard technology had caught up to, like, the other bands was playing the melodies and the riffs.
Right.
But by the time Backyard came out, dog, they was actually, I'm gonna be a nigga for life. They could sample that shit and put that shit in their shit. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah,
so, like,
they had that too.
That shit made it 10 times stronger than what the fuck we heard before. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Man, Back had a different musicianship too, though.
Raw Image, TCB. When I heard them, I knew that they were descendants of Backyard. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And Backyard may not have noticed them at first, but then they, stamped them and gave them the torch. You know what I'm saying? And then they made a name for themselves, and they took that sound and kind of like tweaked it to their own. But those were the bands directly after them that were descendants of them, and you can hear Backyard all
you know what?
in them.
I left out Raw Image, bro. I'm glad you brought that up. Shout out to Raw Image.
It was times where I was listening to Raw Image, and you didn't even know if you was listening to Backyard or Raw Image. Like, you had to listen to a Raw Image CD for 10 minutes before you realized that was actually Raw Image and not Backyard. And the rapper in Raw Image sounded so much like Los. You know what I'm saying? Like, even down to
right?
Killer Cow. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Big Six.
in Big Six sounded just like G, but not to shit on them or nothing like that, because
Nah, not at all, bro. But it was homage, man.
it's homage, and it's homage, and that's how music is. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all take a piece of something and somebody and make it our own. And the bounce beat thing. And I'm gonna say this last thing, and I promise, I swear to God, I'm gonna finish it. Like with the bounce beat thing, it's like, okay, what's cuz name that was in TCB? Polo?
Yeah.
Polo, he
Polo.
sounded like G and
Rest in
everything,
peace.
but like the whole bounce beat shit, like Shawn is not originally from here, but he was able to make the correlation between bounce beat and screw. How, like, you can be off a J, you know what I'm saying, or off your drink, and you listening to the bounce beat and it's dragging on purpose, and it puts you in that zone. It puts you, everybody.
That's where the pockets came from. That's where break beats off of hip hop came from. It's all the same energy. You know what I'm saying? It's just finding it within the music. You know what I'm saying? Whoever performing, all right, let me take this little 5-second joint and stretch this shit out. And it's gonna make it 20 times stronger than what it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna make your heart cry.
Right.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that Youngins wasn't shooting, and Youngins was beating their feet, and they was battling, you know what I'm saying, like on the dance floor. Because
Oh yeah, I remember that.
when
shit,
we
man,
used to
'cause
go
that
to
shit-
the go-go, bro, we used to have to pray. We might not have all bowed our heads together and prayed in unison in the car, but I'm gonna tell you like this, young, I was praying, you know what I'm saying, that I was protected.
Nigga, you
By
wasn't
the-
the only one.
You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
down here, no family, no nothing, and I'm trusting that these dudes telling me they my homies, and you know what I'm saying. And I can get left down and get left. I went to the Ibex. You know what I'm saying? I can get left, and I'm like, oh shit. Go right. There wasn't no GPS, so I had to pray every time we went in them joints.
Man, it was a time that you had to be real to go in these places, young, because you can lose your life at any minute. And we've been around shootouts, and we've been around some of our friends that then lost their life behind this shit. Like, now people can walk around and just be on the internet beefing on fucking Twitter and all. Like, shit was real in 95, 96 and shit when we was going to these go-go's and shit like that. We was real live beefing with neighborhoods.
Nigga, you didn't have to have a motherfucking car with a license plate on it back in them days. You could have a car full of niggas with a lap full of guns and smoking how you wanted to smoke.
Do you know how fun that shit is to be there?
And
Do
smoking
you know how
how
many stories just to get to the go-go? Like, how many stories it was that people were like, man, they wasn't even planning to go to the go. They got their goddamn Pizza Hut outfit on, or they rode in a meat truck, or they was the 18th or the 9th person in an escort. You know what I'm saying, kid? You like, it's so many stories just to get there. Then you go there and you had the best time of your life, and then you go home the next day and y'all talk like, man,
this is
man,
like,
that was
all right. And to add on what Shawn saying, he's exactly right. Cause I've been that last man in the car. I was at work and niggas come pick me up, but it don't get right till you get there. So it's like this shit bringing me back to what the mayor of DC was saying. What's her name? Mario Bowser.
Yeah.
Shout her out. What she was talking about, and this gonna come full circle tonight because this is Mumbo Sauce podcast, correct?
Yes, sir.
That's it.
Okay, so we're gonna shout that shit out all night fucking long, right? But for her to say that Mumbo Sauce was insignificant to DC, she was very incorrect in what she said or what she was trying to get across. Because no matter how much good she do in the city, Mumbo Sauce represents the people that worked hard all fucking day to go out and get a smile amongst the people listening to go-go on the weekends. Or if your kid, you know what I'm saying, like you at work and you gotta, like, I ain't got nothing but my credit card. Y'all go ahead and order, or I left some money at home. Y'all go ahead and order some food until I get home.
Right.
It's the glue. You know what I'm saying? Mumbo Sauce is the glue of the city, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter how much money you made, no matter how much money you made or how much money you got, it's a breakdown. You know what I'm saying? It's the common denominator for the city. And when I say the city, I don't just mean DC. Cause you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be some niggas gonna be like, man, hey, you from DC? I lived there long enough to know. And I lived in Virginia long enough to know. And I lived in Maryland long enough to know. But I've been to every fucking neighborhood and we all got the same shit in common. Niggas need to cut that shit out, man.
That goes to show you the type of agenda that she on, though. Like, for her to make that comment, they trying to, whitewash DC and try to take all that shit up out of there.
And that goes, well, like, again, we keep saying circle. That go back to the beginning of when you heard something like that, you're like, hold up. And we supposed to come together.
Exactly.
And somebody supposed to come together. And like we having this came from a conversation for me and Kenji getting emotional, looking like, man, it's the end of an era. And we having this conversation where something triggered that. That's what's going on. There's a lot of spiritual triggers going on so we can go ahead and move forward. And we can't move forward unless we take care of these things. It's talked about and work be done. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like even y'all saying TCB and all these other bands came after back and blah, blah, blah. Well, who coming after them?
Right.
What's going to inspire the next one to keep it going?
But that's what I was waiting to get to. So, based upon where we at right now, the only bands that's after them is older bands. Because the art form is fading away, right? And this might not be popular opinion, but the fact is that, all right, after you and I had the conversation the other day, I looked up some shit, and to support what I was saying, I was trying to tell you the other day is that go-go music was fused by people that was mostly learn music in church or they learn music in school, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now, here we are again. It's 2019. This shit started in the 80s. But I'm trying to do the whole history lesson in 115 seconds. So what happened is that you gotta look at the music that was national at the time, which was funk music, right? Chuck Brown dropped Bustin' Loose in 1978. That's the year I was born.
Right.
I'm 40 now. So up until now, we're gonna make it make sense. Is that up until then, how was people learning how to play music? You either went to church or you went to school.
Right. From
the 70s up into well into the 90s. And then towards the end of the 90s, they started cutting music out of school programs. Especially in DC. So that's where the lack of, it being handed down came from. And then now, from the end of the 90s, we had the best fucking run of hip-hop that we've ever had. And DC has been very instrumental, even with go-go, into leading that into hip-hop. You see what I'm saying? So, like, even though I guess you could call us a silent partner in hip-hop. Because before LL Cool J came out, The next motherfuckers up was Junkyard.
So let me ask you something, KD. Since you said hip hop, do you think the next generation of go-go is hip hop go-go hip hop? Like, you know, we got people like Wale and Fat Trail making a national, you know what I'm saying? Like, giving the world this DC sound.
I don't think that they are the next level of hip hop, but
no, of go-go.
I don't.
You don't think? I'm asking. Do you think hip hop, like DC area hip hop, is the next level of go-go?
I wouldn't put them two in. That's tomato, bro. I would never put that in the same breath.
I think it's a lot of triggers going on.
Hold on. I think fucking like the niggas that represented rap, like right now the strongest nigga we got in rap in relation to go-go is Killer Cal.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But like before that, not to cut you off, Shawn, but I just want to make sure I don't get lost in this shit, because leading up to this, we never really had rap in go-go. We had rappers in go-go, but rap was not included in. I mean, go-go was not included in rap. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Right. So like niggas like Tony Blunt and Greg Hall, like man, I'm telling oh shit. It's gonna come to me in a second, but I'm not all over the place. But all the rappers that was included in go-go, they really weren't included in the rap industry. So like they always, like, even though niggas would come to our town and pay us respect and like they don't want to get robbed, so we gonna show these niggas love and go home tonight, they didn't put on for us later on, bruh. We had to put ourselves on. So now what's happening is that you got these young niggas like Fat Trail, you got El Casto, so man, Kingpin, Slim. Yeah. They already know. The niggas know the vibes. Like, they come from it. They represent it. But at the same time, they're not go-go rappers. These niggas can rap. And this is what I was trying to tell brother the other day, is like, we're in a way different space, because the era that we came in, we praised the go-go niggas. We didn't praise rappers. We didn't have no room in a rap conversation other than Dougie Fresh. He was from New York, but he used to be in D.C. Biz Markie, same thing. But now, here we are, 20, 30 years later, and now, these young niggas, like, my son, 11, like I said, he's not gonna wreck it. He know Big G, and he know, you know what I'm saying, like, Black Alley, like, he know the bands that's current, because since the time he been born, I've been taking him outside to see who popping, see what's going on. When I took him to Chuck Brown Day last summer, me and John and his baby girl.
Yep.
Right? I said, hey, yo, you want to go with me to see Chuck Brown? We're going to the park. All the kids going. Nah, Dad, I'm gonna stay here and play the game. I said, nah, I'm not. I said, no, you going with us. I asked you to see how you was gonna respond, but you going today. As soon as we pulled up, Slim, 5 minutes later, he see his man from school, and he like, Dad, can I go with them? I said, I thought you didn't want to come. I said, he can come with us. You can't go with them, because this is about you. You know what I'm saying? It's bigger than what you thinking today, Holmes.
Yeah, it's a history lesson.
Yeah, so like, and Chuck Brown is in the ground, nigga. I'm talking about when I was 5, like, this is, like, all I could wait to see was go to the motherfucking, down the waterfront. What that joint was, Whole Gates. Mm-hmm. They said, it wasn't even, they had the radio joint. Donnie Simpson used to, the River Fest. That's what that joint was, the River Fest, huh? The River Fest down, Whole Gates, right there on Southwest waterfront. Yeah. By the wall. Like, Slim, you ain't seen them days into, like, you seen, DC was at its finest in the 80s, bro, because everybody didn't have to have a whole lot to be included. And it's like, now it's all about how much money you got and how much, like, and I'm saying DC because, like, even if you lived in Virginia or you lived in, you know, if you lived in Maryland, still to this day, you still come to DC to party.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what people don't talk about enough. Everybody be wanting to shut down. Oh, you from Virginia? Or you in Maryland? And Maryland gets more inclusion than Virginia. I understand why. But I lived in D.C. long enough to know why, too. And that's okay. Because at the end of the day, I'm all about us, bro. It ain't about what neighborhood you from. It's about what the fuck we doing to get up. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. That unity gotta come back.
Well, that's why I asked you though, because earlier we mentioned that like they tearing down our communities and we're not building our communities up, and the next generation that we are seeing, they are once again tying go-go into hip-hop. I know these artists are not go-go rappers, but there was a time that go-go was synonymous to New York because a lot of them was coming to this area and trying to get away from being hot in New York and hustle out here, like Alpo and people like that was in the go-go's and loved the go-go's. You know what I'm saying?
But you see what ended up happening with them niggas too, though. So we can't, like you said earlier.
Yeah, we let these
be so
people
big
in.
that we ain't gotta reach our arms out to every nigga that want to give us a hug. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you got to be careful with that shit. And I'm like, even until now, like I'll just bring it full circle with the go-go shit, bruh. I have a strong opinion that go-go is fading away.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I think it's fading away, but I think the hip hop, DC area hip hop, is trying to replace it. That's the new go-go, I think.
I don't think that it's trying to replace it. I just think it's progression of technology, bro. Because go-go started out with people playing in the music bands in school. Go-go started out with the people playing in church. And the 5% of people who had it in their household. Because we don't know, a lot of us are self-taught. You know what I'm saying? Being creative and learning how to do certain things. But back in that day, like I said, Chuck Brown 78, that's the year I was born. So I didn't hear that shit until 5 years later, and I thought I was doing something. Because I couldn't wait for my turn. And then now here I am, I'm 40 years old, and it's still relevant. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I've taught other people, like, hey man, this is what you're supposed to do. This not go-go. When I go out of town, I check people. Now they think we have to correct people. Like I said, gatekeepers with the hip hop shit. Like, you gotta check people and let them know what's real and what ain't.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Man. So like, you can go out of town and nigga think if they hear DJ Cool, even though I said DJ Cool wasn't never go-go, but like, if you got $100 bill, throw your hands up, or they hear the water dance, they think that shit is go-go, and I'm like, Slim, that's just a motherfucking.
That's commercial go-go. Chris Brown.
You can call it commercial go-go, but like for me, I'm like,
wrong with it.
Like it's a back room to go-go. You know what I'm saying? Like that's no
back room to everything, though, B. It's a back room to everything, man. Everything starts from some type of back room, some type of small club or anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'm not shitting on it when I say that, bro. I'm just trying to.
I know you're not, but Kenji, that's what I'm saying. If it's fading away, it's that mentality. Like I said, it's that just like that comedian saying, he didn't hear nobody from Virginia going to the Go-Go's because he listened to one band or whatever. You see what I'm saying? It's that mentality, man. It's us against everybody else. I'm down here in Richmond. And I'm so happy here. I don't care if it's a local go-go or anything, and you be happy as hell to have a good time. And that's when you respect it the most. See, now we respecting it the most because a lot of people took advantage of it because they was in their ego. Like I said, it was some younger bands that came. It's some other people that wanted to play or be a part or even keep those bands' legacies to keep going because they're eventually going to pass away too. So you want to, just like Chuck, you want to keep passing the torch. And I think a lot of people hated on it. Like, right now, if you saying it's going away, it's conversations like this that got it triggered so people to look like, you know what, we don't want this to die.
Do the youngins think that it's fly shit though, Shawn? Do the youngins think it's fly shit though? Like, we used to go back in the day. It was like when you was you had your son.
Go-go was a rite of passage for us coming up.
But I'm saying, no, I'm talking about like if you're a father and you got your son and you like my little man sharp, you know what I'm saying, in the football, like he, you know what I'm saying, he's starting and he blah. Like just like in the go-go, you like, you know what I'm saying, this my little son, man, he tight on the drums, you know what I'm saying, like you taking him under your wing and teaching him how to play the drums or you teaching him how to play the bass. Do you think kids?
This is what I was trying to tell you, Shawn, is that.
Do you think kids want to do
back
that?
Back then when we was going. No, they don't. Because now kids are. We came from an analog world. These kids are in a digital world now. So everything they do, they can pick up themselves. They can make beats on their cell phone now.
It's too easy.
We didn't have tools.
Yeah, it's too
We
easy.
didn't have no, but hold up, listen to this. When we was coming up, I'm a little bit older than you, Tony. So like, even though you make beats and I don't, right? Think about how much easier it would have been if, like, all right, nigga, you getting a cell phone for your birthday and you can make beats on your cell phone, as opposed to buying a piece to the 13 pieces you need to make beats collectively.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's what I was trying to say the other day. Is like, my son is 11, right?
Oh my God.
So like, if I know you saying, oh my God, nigga, but think about it.
No, I'm not.
I'm not
talking about you. I'm not talking about you.
When you was 11, when you was 11, everybody on the phone. When you was 11, did you have all the tools you need to make a fucking album?
Hell no.
Nah, right? Yeah, and that's why I'm trying to go.
My nigga, I didn't even know that it was like, I never stepped foot in a studio until like I was over the age of 21. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, you ain't see no producer because you had to have some bread.
You thought that shit was so far away from you, right?
Yeah, you had to have some bread to even have one piece of that equipment. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You thinking like, damn, I get one Jones $800 and then nigga, I see this shit in like 5 years or something.
And we got so many keys that happen. Like John was saying, the dude got, you see somebody that has that talent, you know, you push that. Like, I know everybody, I mean, I know it's to the point that everything is fast and these kids seem like they don't have patience, but that spirit that's in you to play the music is always gonna be, it's always gonna be somebody special. I got cousins, right, that's playing the drums at 4 years old.
Oh yeah, I seen
You know
that.
what I'm saying?
That's dope.
You know what I mean? So the main thing is, okay, like my man is saying, your kid playing football. Why your kid, a lot of times, your son playing football because he either seen it or his homeboys playing it or he seen somebody that he look up to, listening to it or watching it. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's how it starts. You gotta put it in him like basketball. My brother loved basketball. You wanna know why? Because I'm from Akron, Ohio. And he seen LeBron. You know what I'm saying? And because he followed LeBron, he wanted to go to Ohio State, even though he's you know what I mean? Like I put that in him. Then he actually went to Akron and saw where LeBron was from. You know what I'm saying? Like you plant that seed and then he fell in love with it.
That's what my question was. Like, do you think that the younger generation think it's cool to be in the go-go band? Like, I thought that it was like when I was coming up, I'm like, man, when we got in the go-go band, I thought I was that nigga. You feel me? Like,
I know I was.
so I don't know if this younger generation, the next to carry the torch, think that it's fly shit to be in the go-go band and carry the torch. I know they think it's fly to carry the torch as far as the clothing line is concerned because we got eat, you know what I'm saying? But like,
nah, that ain't just it. It's other motherfuckers out here besides them.
Well, I'm sure it is, but you know, that's the one that's on the front line.
As far as what's next up, I'm gonna say my son 11 again because I know I keep saying this shit all night. But it's a big disconnect because I was 30 when I had my son, right?
Yeah.
So now, here it is. And he told me the other day, he said, Dad, you know, my neighbor that live over here by me, he said, man, I think you and her get along just fine because all she do is listen to go-go. She be cranking in the car. But he don't like it when he with me, but he respect it when he see it from other people. Mm-hmm. So like, cross, and I'm gonna stamp John, I'm gonna pull John in on this one because I've never taught my son how to play an instrument, but do he know music, right?
Yes, he do.
And he know what go-go is, right? Like, and John is a very, like, when we was talking about, and I'm gonna double back a little bit because when Brad was talking earlier, like, we talking about our favorite artists and people that's go-go artists. I just told Brad, me and Brad talk about music all the time, and he's, 10 years younger than me. We're gonna just say it like that. And I said, Wincy, my favorite singer right now. A few years ago, I would have said Raphael Sadiq, but I feel like Wincy been overlooked.
Hell
you know what I'm saying? And from where I come from,
Wincy has made me cry before, dog. I ain't gonna lie, you know.
Look, Jump Out Band is my favorite band. I'm not gonna bullshit with y'all. And I know how much, you know, respect G paid to Bugs for all that. But like when I was coming up, nigga, it was Chuck Brown was the band. But I saw something in Bugs that made I said, oh yeah, this me right here. And I saw something in Junkyard Band playing on buckets when they was kids. Even though I was a little nigga and they was older than me. But like when I got old enough and I said, what I could pick and choose what I like, Junkyard Band been my band from day one. And they gonna be my band till I die. You know what I'm saying? Even though I pay homage to all the other bands that's out here and they rock, cause that's what we do at home. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just about the one band. It's about the mission. You know what I'm saying? But
it touched our spirit. Junk came at a time like Junk really cranked when we was like 96, 95.
Yeah,
like
I'm a 94.
Junk came at a time
93.
for us when it was probably like crossroads for us. You know what I'm saying? A lot of loss and growing. Like we really about to be in adults. Like you know what I'm saying? Like about to graduate high school. Junk really touched us, B. Like Junk really touched us. You know what I mean?
I remember the first time I heard Go-Go, I think it was Junkyard. They was playing at Gum Springs Pool.
Yeah.
Man, once I seen them play, dog, I knew
and they put on the show, man. You know what I mean? They was looking like us, dressed like us, and you know what I'm saying? But the more what we saying is, the main thing what we saying is this is an art form that I'm hoping that progress, but at the same time, you know, I hope that it ain't. I know it might be the end of that era, but I'm hoping that it picked back up in some type of way. That happened.
I don't think this shit gonna fall the way nobody thinks so, because like right now, Backyard to me is probably the biggest band in the city. I ain't gonna say probably. I think Backyard is the biggest band in the city right now. Yeah. Because
Steve Roy it's
kind of like the laws of average. You said who else?
Steve Roy, he up there with G.
Nah, dog.
Yeah,
like
my man. I'm
not saying not nothing bad. Steve Roy is great Mike, man. He's a great fun Mike, singing and all that, rapper. But I'm saying as far as the overall band, like
yeah.
Backyard never bust down to like, you know, they done shared some members here and there, but they come and go. But a lot of bands then dissipated, bruh. Like since I'm talking about since I came up, like I remember the beginning of Backyard and the beginning of Northeast Groove is like it's a big difference. I can't say the beginning of RE, but like I can't even say the beginning of JY, even though that's my favorite band. But JY and RE are staples. Even though they bust down and recreated themselves, that brand is never gonna go away. But like the people that came up after them, like Northeast Groovers, they can't really. They've spread themselves out and tried to come back, but it just don't seem to be the same way as Essence and I think Essence and Backyard probably got the two strongest bands. Even JY, even though it's my favorite, they broke down a couple times and tried to bring other people in the fold to things, and it don't work.
Yeah.
For the most part, Black still got all the original members too.
Well, man, we're going to have to continue this conversation another time. I think the next conversation should be about who we think the greatest lead talker is of all time, yeah. It's going to be a lot of feelings hurt on that one, man.
Lead talker and Congo player.
Shawn, KD, man, we appreciate y'all, man. Good conversation, man. We're going to chop it up and, put it on out there, man.
Hey, man, God bless.
I'm sorry I lost myself a couple times, but
Nah, it's all good. We gonna piece it together, brother.
Hey, all right.
It's all good, man.
Hey, man, every time's a good time, man.
All right, y'all fellas be easy, man. Love y'all, man.
Hey, same shit, man. You already know what it is.
For sure.
All right, yo.
All right.
I'm on the pocket right here. Silence, y'all.